many of the factors that contribute.
Limited 5 minutes.
He highlighted the factors contributing towards what have now become perennial floods. However, Mr. Speaker, of great concern is the fact that areas that hitherto were not experiencing flooding are experiencing severe flooding now, which I think is an indicator that there is something amiss in how we are approaching this matter. Mr. Speaker, yes, indeed, the issue of having green zones, of having reservoirs to hold rainwater upstream in order to minimize the volume of water coming down, and indeed all the other factors enumerated by the Member of Parliament are true. But I think that very importantly is the issue of consequence management. Mr. Speaker, if people are able to get away with building in waterways because of perhaps their political affiliation, because of whatever clout they may have, and when it comes to the issue of demolition, it's only the most vulnerable whose temporary residences are demolished, while other people can maintain their structures that are illegally placed, while certain public servants are party to the illegal changing in the zones of various areas from perhaps green zones into residential, and nothing happens to those officials, then, Mr. Speaker, it would appear that we are not putting in place the necessary measures to create disincentives for those who are putting the risks, other people's lives at risk. It goes without saying that at this point in time, flooding is clearly one of our national security issues, and there's a clear nexus established between national security and good governance. Mr. Speaker, it's imperative that better consequences are put in place, that sanctions are really adhered to when people break the laws, don't abide with the building regulations. We have all the laws in place. Our biggest problem is the enforcement of these and making sure that people are held accountable for not abiding by the rules in place. And it may be oversimplifying the issue to only speak about the behavior of people in terms of discarding solid waste. But if you go to other countries, even those that have underground drainage, Mr. Speaker, on a very regular basis, they flush the drains. That is, they don't call it desilting, but it amounts to the same thing. It's basically the attempt to clear solid debris out of these waterways to make sure that the volume of water that they can contain is retained as such. My constituency suffers from severe flooding, and Odorna, for example, which is literally on the border of the Odo Channel, is silted up, Mr. Speaker, and I've reiterated this several times on the floor since 2017. The fact that the regular desilting that should be happening is not happening, and there are times of the year when you can see cattle actually walking in the Odo, which means that's the level that the solid waste and silt has gone up to. It cannot be a once in a few years that such channels are desilted. It has to be something that's part of the regular maintenance. Mr. Speaker, many assemblies have as a regular item line in their budgets desilting. So how are we not prepared for the rains each year? That every single year we end up on the floor lamenting about the loss to life and property and livelihoods, where people are concerned about how they can move forward with their jobs. We have the Odorna garages, which is in Odorna as well, where people send their vehicles to be repaired. With the kind of rainfall we're having, not only does this mean that people who need their vehicles repaired will be afraid to send their vehicles there, but it affects the livelihoods of those who work there. There's a whole impact on all sectors of society when we don't pay attention to these very salient issues. And so, Mr. Speaker, I do add my voice to the honourable member to ask that we actually are more stringent in enforcing the law when it comes to what it is that we do when people are not in accordance or in compliance with the various rules and regulations. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.